he had just moved in with me, and I came home from work and was like, "Hey, guess what? What? Like, we're babysitting a skunk for the winter."
Thank you. Easy, Karina, Jaman, Gio, Dyldan, and Floral.
And on the side of her fucking face.
Yeah, I think that probably would irritate her a bit.
Yeah, and then she's still got like there's one. I need to look at it again, but there's like one stitch. Come here, sweetie. There's like one stitch that's still in, and then another one that she somehow managed to untie it, and the ends are just hanging out. Come here, sweetie. Come here, sweetie. Hi, baby. Hi,
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna turn my volume down. Maybe she'll sit next to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I could make her feel better, and I wish that I could explain to her and have her understand that all these mean things that I'm doing to her are trying to make her feel better. And I'm rolling around on the floor right now, so if I sound weird, I'm sorry.
All good.
Hi, baby girl.
Alright. I am back at the... I had to mute for a second because people were talking in the background.
Was that, and you said that was your parents and was it your grandparents too, or?
Yeah, so my grandparents and my mom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that who you, I don't even know, I should know these things by now, but is that who
But,
you're living with?
yeah, I live with my grandparents. My mom lives here now too. She moved in like a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay. Are things going okay for you?
Um,
Eh.
yeah, they're a lot better than
Good.
what they were.
Yeah, and you and I can talk about that too. I need to catch up with you anyway.
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I'm so bad at getting on. Hi, sweetie. I'm so bad at getting on the Zooms and stuff. Like I just feel so awkward and you know, like it's just
Yeah.
fucking weird, and I'm not used to it. And then I feel like I'm glued to my seat for several hours, and like God knows I can't fucking sit still for that long.
Oh, yeah, same here. A lot of times when I am
Yeah.
on the Zoom chats, I'll if I have something like Photoshop open, I'll be drawing or something because I can't pay attention for long
Yeah.
without getting. Yeah, yeah, don't feel awkward, Kim.
Well,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
on the Zoom too, like, um, Alan, I know, I know, but it's like, especially with Zoom too, I feel like the voice. What do I want to say? Like oh fuck, what am I trying to say? Like the quality, the sound quality on this Twitch or whatever it is like better because on Zoom when like two people are trying to talk at once or somebody coughs or opens a bag of chips or something like that, it's like it mutes everybody else and goes to that. So you only hear half of what somebody is actually trying to say, and it's like it's super hard to pay attention and follow everything.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I think with our Discord here, which is what we're talking on, I think it's designed because a lot of people use it for talking while you're gaming or talking with friends, but mainly gaming and stuff like that. So yeah, the quality is going to be a bit, I guess, a bit more focused on the conversation and less, yeah, I guess less pickup and stuff from the
Yeah,
sound.
yeah,
yeah,
Does
it's
that
just
make
a lot
sense?
better. Like I can hear both of you at once rather than just muting one person and then hearing every other word.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, well, Discord is designed for communication. Zoom is supposed to be too, but I don't know what Zoom. So yeah, we use Discord to communicate. This is more clear.
Yeah, it's all new to me. Y'all are fucking teaching me shit like I'd never zoomed before either. So
Like I said the other day, it was the same for me. What got me into Zoom was Roman.
yeah,
So he has guitar lesson, and I when I first started my guitar lesson thing with him, was that I thought it was going to just be a one-time thing. I just wanted to do it, to help support him,
right.
whatever. I was like, okay. And it's telling me about the Zoom thing. I was like, I don't know what Zoom is. How do I? What do I do? What do I click on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
because
figured it out.
yeah, I figured it out, and there's
But you have a laptop too. I feel like I want to get a laptop just so I can like, I don't know, see all you
mm,
people better. Because like
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
phone, like when you're zooming from your phone, it's like you either put it to whoever's making noise, basically, and it automatically focuses on whoever's making noise, or you just see four people and you have to sit there and swipe back and forth from screen to screen. And so then I'm constantly just like swiping around trying to figure out who's talking, and I
where
don't
to
know.
look and stuff like that.
I'm always jealous of the people who like post screenshots from Zoom and they've got like 16 people pulled up on their computer screen at once. I'm like, God damn it.
um, hmm. Yeah, I recommend getting a laptop. Uh,
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say I have like an old laptop. I said I would say that I would like send it to you, but it's
No.
so pardon.
I said, oh my God, Blitz, you don't have to do that.
All right. Yeah, well, the thing is like the laptop, it's old and like obsolete anyways, so it's like
It's
it
crazy how quick that shit gets outdated. You know, like by the time you buy something, give it a year and it's outdated already, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, I've
And
had
like,
like my phone for like 2 years, and it's technically, it's like hard to find covers and stuff for it.
that's crazy. And like, I do have a computer, but it's like, I'm trying to think. I feel like I just got this computer, but then when I think about it, it's like, holy shit, okay, my ex husband built that computer on the Dell website, and I was trying to put it all together, like dates and shit. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm pretty sure this desktop I have is from like 2005. And
Holy shit, yeah,
yeah,
that
Whoa.
is
it's so
Oh,
bad.
that would have one of the old, um,
shit.
but
That's like
with
what
Windows.
Vista or XP.
Yeah.
It would be one of those, yeah.
It's
God, I remember that. Man, I remember XP and Vista.
yes,
Shit.
yes. So like, okay, so since then, like since I moved to Iowa and God damn it, I took the computer in the divorce, and like there was twice that it either gave me like a blue screen, like the blue screen of death or whatever, and then
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one of the Windows versions, like whatever Windows version like went extinct and so it wouldn't work anymore. And so I took the computer to a local guy. I think his store was literally called The Computer Guy. And I took it to him and I was like, "Hey, can you make this thing work?" And he backed up all my shit onto a Tera drive and loaded a newer version of Windows on it. I couldn't tell you what it has on it now, but he put like new RAM or something in it. Put more
Yeah.
RAM, I think, and then he put a different version of Windows on there for me. And so I've been like limping it along, and it starts up and it works, but it takes like 20 minutes to start up, and then like if you leave the computer for a while, like you can dick around on the internet for a little while, but stuff takes forever to load. But then like if you let
Yeah.
the computer go into like sleep mode, if you let it sleep for like more than an hour, then it like won't wake up again, and you have to like hard reset it with the power button. Like Control Alt Delete won't work or anything, and you just have to hard reset it and then hope that you don't get the blue screen again. And if you do get the blue screen, then you just re-hard set it again. Like the
Yeah.
poor thing is just getting limped along, but um I need a new fucking computer. But anymore, it's like we do everything on our phones, or you can do everything on your phones, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like a computer is not the same necessity that it was, like a full size full computer, unless like you do gaming and stuff like that, or like you work on your computer for a living. Like
Yeah.
it you can pretty much do everything on your phone. But I don't know. I'm just Izzy, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 23. I'll be 24 in a few weeks, actually, on
Oh.
the 23rd. So yeah.
So yeah, you guys are, I guess that's so crazy, a little bit younger, but um it's that, and that's so weird. Like that's the age difference. So I'm like what, 12, 13 years older than you guys, And it's like I feel like I'm still stuck in the fucking like dark ages with my laptop and technology and shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
No. No, I kind of feel the same way in a way. Like when it comes to like modern games, I'm so used to like old '90s and that. Like this
Mm.
game here is Doom is from '93,
Holy
and that
shit.
yeah. Like all this modern game, like I look at them, like that looks. I just don't like the looks of them. I don't. I mean, I like modern Doom as well. I love Doom Eternal and that, but I just for the most part, like I prefer the older ones. I
Yeah.
just can't get into the
New
there's
shit.
yeah, there's I mean there's been like a couple of newer games I've been wanting to try out. Like there's one that hasn't been released yet. It's called Stray. And apparently it looks like you'll play as a stray cat and it's like a puzzle
Wow.
based game. But it hasn't been released yet. And, but
I
yeah, a
think
lot of well,
like the last video games I played on a like new to me console was like Lion King and Little Mermaid and shit, and maybe Mortal Kombat on like my Sega Genesis.
uh, uh, oh hey Jamin. Good evening fellow Slayers. Yes, hello, welcome in Jamin. I'm doing another charity stream. What? Kim, do you mind if I call you my cousin?
No, that's cool.
Alright. So my cousin Kim here, how good are you all tonight? We're good. So my cousin here, Kim, she has a pet skunk, who unfortunately has lymphoma, and so we're doing a charity stream for her, and Fatty, to help provide, money for anything that Fatty needs, be it medical costs, food, whichever it is, and comfort and all that.
You're very
So,
sweet.
yes, you're welcome. And so, if you would like to, J-Man, you can see, he posted the link to the GoFundMe. If you would like to donate and help provide costs for Fatty, you can do so via that link there. Uh,
Yeah, I'm just the crazy skunk lady. That's all.
you're not crazy. Ooh, yes. Uh,
Oh, I think a lot of people would think I am. I keep trying to get her to come over to me right now, but I think she gets spooked by the me talking to my
yeah,
phone, and then she's just laying across the room. But
I think
yeah,
it's really cool that you own skunks because
I
I
do
didn't really
too.
even know you could until I met you. Actually, I thought, "Whoa, this is awesome!" I didn't know that.
Yeah,
well, it's one of those things that like growing up, like oh my god, I'd find a baby bird or I'd find a baby rabbit or I'd find this, and we had all sorts of pets growing up, like all sorts of weird, I swear to God, we had everything under the sun when I was growing up. But like in Nebraska, where I was from, where I lived for most of my life. I guess I've lived in Iowa for about 7.5 years now, but like I had looked it up as an adult and like, hey, I can do what I want. I can buy whatever pets I want now. I can do what I want. And but in Nebraska, having pet skunks was um, there's only certain states that you can have skunks in. It's kind of the same for raccoons and possums and fox and things like that they
Oh
consider
yeah.
wildlife. And so I had looked into it years ago into getting a pet skunk or a pet raccoon because I thought they were both really neat animals and I hadn't obviously had one before. And I found out I even had a Facebook memory pop up from like 12 years ago, not too long ago, that was like, damn it, I just looked it up and skunks are not legal in Nebraska. Oh well. And then when I went through my divorce and I was looking at moving away from where I was with my ex, and I was looking around the Nebraska and Iowa border, I was like, one of the things that I looked up was that skunks and raccoons were legal in Iowa, but not Nebraska. And so it was one of the reasons I ended up actually deciding to move to Iowa was so that in the future I could get a pet skunk or a pet raccoon. And I started doing my research and I realized pretty quickly, like, I don't want a pet raccoon. I do not want a pet raccoon. Like, they're super cute. They are super cute. but they're just also very destructive too. And skunks are not, in a sense, skunks are not as destructive. They can't climb. Well, they can climb a little bit, but not like a raccoon can. But they just, I don't know. I just started doing more and more research, and I found out that skunks are a much better pet than a raccoon in general.
Yeah.
And then I had the opportunity then, like it was just one of those things I kind of logged in my head, like, okay, I live in Iowa now, I can get a pet skunk someday. And then, okay, so this is a little bit of backstory, I guess. So when I was growing up in Nebraska, my parents were divorced, and my dad lived in a little town, and our neighbors at my dad's house, he lived out in the country, and our neighbors had an exotic, I guess the easiest way to say it was like an exotic animal farm. But they what they did with the animals was like educational programs, and they would take like animals that were confiscated, that were being owned illegally and stuff, or if like a zoo had a tiger cub and its mother rejected it, they would end up taking the tiger cub. And so when I was growing up from like age 7 to, well, till I was 18, our next door neighbors had all these crazy animals. I mean, like literally lions, tigers, and bears, and monkeys, and cougars, and snakes, like big snakes, and alligators, and all this shit. And so on my weekends that I'd go to my dad's house, I would sit and play with all these fucking crazy animals. And so basically I stayed friends with those people as an adult. Like I've kept, because they knew me since I was so little, I've stayed in touch with them all these years. And obviously the animal thing, they know I'm into, obviously they know I'm into animals and shit. So
Yeah.
the first year I was in Iowa, they knew I had told them, the part of the reason I moved to Iowa was so that I could get a pet skunk someday. And they actually had a skunk that they were using for their educational programs. And that winter, it was around, well, it was November. They contacted me and said, hey, we are going to Florida for the winter, and we have a house sitter for all of the big animals, but would you be interested in babysitting Floyd, our skunk, for the winter? And we know you like skunks, and this would give you some skunk experience. You want to babysit him for us? And I was like, hell yeah. And Jake had just moved in with me like the month before, my husband now. And he had just moved in with me, and I came home from work and was like, hey, guess what? What? I'm like, we're babysitting a skunk for the winter. And he, oh, really? And so on Thanksgiving, we drove to their house and we picked up Floyd, and he was my brown skunk. And we brought him home, and we really, I mean, I had done plenty of research, but still, like, until you get an animal like that in your house, like, you really have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
And like my old neighbors were like, oh my God, because I think I called him the first or second night, and they were like, oh my God, you have him in your house? And I was like, well, where the hell else am I going to keep him? And they're like, oh God, we figured you'd keep him in your garage. And I'm like, no, hell no. Why would I'm not sticking this cute little thing in my fucking garage,
Oh, yeah.
And so no, we had him set up in the house and figured out that potty training a skunk is nothing like potty training a dog or cat. And it was quite the learning curve. And then we had him for about 3 months through the winter. And then they had been checking in with me periodically, and I was sending them pictures and stuff. And again, I just had it pop up on my Facebook memories about 2 weeks ago, that they had called me and said, you know what? He seems pretty damn spoiled with you. He has a much better life with you than he does with us. Do you want to just keep him? And that's how we ended up with Floyd.
Oh.
And
Awesome.
he ended up obviously never leaving, and won us over. Like, it's kind of like once you go skunk, you can't ever go back. So
Yeah.
and then after that we ended up getting involved with the wildlife rescue around here. And people don't often like to deal with skunks, but we were so in love with Floyd by that point, and he was just, the neatest little thing we'd ever experienced. So we got into doing the wildlife skunk rehab. And yeah, so I guess that was kind of a long, weird, random story, but that's kind of how we ended up going from like, hey, maybe someday we can have a skunk, to then very quickly having a skunk, and then to having 2 skunks, and then losing Floyd, and then now Fatty's sick. And then in the summertime, spring and summertime, we're kind of like the local skunk people now. And so we have several different counties, surrounding counties, that anytime the wildlife people get calls about baby skunks or injured skunks or whatever, we're the ones that end up with them and end up raising them until, midsummer, when they can be released. And then we just release them here on the property. You can just pretty much open up the pen, and then they can come and go as they please, and they can come back for several weeks, and we just keep putting food and stuff out for them. And I don't know. Yeah, now we're kind of the crazy skunk people, and the wild ones are super fun to watch them grow, and they hate you, and that's good, because that's how it's supposed to be. But then like seeing them grow and become independent, and then when they're officially released, they still come back, for sometimes it's a couple days, sometimes it's a month. They'll keep coming back to your house or to your back porch or whatever, looking for food. It's neat to watch them grow and go up on their own, I guess. And I've kind of warned all of the neighbors around here now. They all know by now that we're constantly bringing wild skunks to the house and releasing them here. So I've apologized to all the neighbors for the added skunk population. But luckily, like, all of our neighbors are super cool about it, and they might shoot us a message and be like, hey, we've got a couple baby skunks running around over here. What do we do? Are they yours? Or, what do we do? I'm like, just leave them alone. Leave them alone. They'll go away soon enough. And I've had 2 separate neighbors tell me that that they used to just shoot the wild skunks and trap them or whatever. And now they say, because of me and me living here and me educating them more about skunks, like, they leave them alone now. And I think that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know. We're like stupid passionate about skunks.
Skunk wildlife rescuers.
Yeah. So like we do that in the summer, like spring and summertime. Like when somebody calls and says, hey, there's a couple wild skunks and they're stuck in a window well and its mom is dead in the street, come get them. That sort of thing. We'll go get them, and then depending on how big they are, we'll either feed them with a syringe or start, weaning them over to hard food or the skunk food that we make for, our skunks, I guess, or skunk now. But we just pretty much raise them until they're old enough to be on their own, and we know they're big enough they can be on their own, basically, and then we release them here.
Pretty cool.
It's so fun. Like, we live out in the country, and it's really wide open around us, like surrounded by cornfields, bean fields, whatever. And it's super fun. Like, in the summertime, after we've released, they're old enough, they're on their own, we've opened the pen up, they can come and go as they please, and they've all gone during the day. And then it's fun to go out and sit out at night, like at dusk when the sun's going down. You just wait a little bit, and then pretty soon, here comes one, here comes another one, here comes another one, and you might have like 7 skunks come out of the cornfield. It's like Children of the Corn, like skunk edition. And they'll all just start coming out of the cornfield, coming back to the house looking for food. And because they haven't figured out how to dig for their own food and sniff out bugs and stuff like that, and they need a steady diet at that age. So we always just keep putting food out for them, and it's super fun. And then they hate you, which is, like I said, it's good. But it's just fun. It's so fun to watch them. They're such a funny, interesting little creature. They're not quite like a dog. They're not quite like a cat. They're kind of like both. And I don't know. We just love them so much now. And then we love helping the wild ones. But like Floyd, I kind of give Floyd credit for truly. I'd been interested in skunks for a long time, but like having Floyd and experiencing him and his needs and his diet and how a skunk lives in a house, that sort of thing. Like I feel like that kind of really opened our world. And then raising Fatty and then all of the wild ones after her.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider leaving a like, comment, and subscribing. If you would like to support the channel, then consider becoming a Patreon member. For $1 a month, you write your name on a card that appears at the beginning and end of each Let's Play video. Your name will also be shouted out at the beginning of said video, and I will add in the description one link of your choice to one of your social medias, be it YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, or VK. If you would just like to make a one-time donation, then consider donating through Streamlabs. Also, I have a Streamlabs shop. Feel free to buy something from the shop. To see when I go live on Twitch, record the videos for the Let's Play, consider following me on Twitter. If you'd like to see short little videos from the Let's Plays, then follow me on VK, Instagram, and TikTok. The art is done by Johnny Bush. The people on the card are Jeannie and Shelby Vernal. The music is recorded by Surman. Once again, thank you for watching. Good night, and до свидания.